Okay, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Minutes and reports received and filed.
We do not have any this week.
I would like to turn in the indirect cost study report that we had done by Maximus. So, like a copy to go to the clerk.
Okay. Commissioner Committee liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
Got Planning Commission meeting tonight. Quarterly reports are due tomorrow. HBA's got a Build My Future event tomorrow. It's a one-day interactive construction career day for high schoolers out at the fairgrounds. There's a Renegades media event. I don't think I'm gonna make it by there because we got too many things going on. So something about that day too. It's somebody's birthday. You still having birthdays, or did you cancel them now?
I'm starting to go backwards. I'm counting backwards.
Well, you need to, by golly.
Yeah.
Thursday, is there LEPC meeting? Sheriff, got that on the calendar if there still is, so. J.C. Moe birthday bash downtown. Monday, the flu shot clinic, I think it's up here. And then Board of Realtors Political and Economic Responsibility Committee meeting. So I think that's about it.
Well, you've taken some of my things off the calendar there, but I do have I think I have a meeting this afternoon with Architects Alliance on the juvenile facility, Thursday law, LEPC. That's it.
Okay. Well, yeah, Wednesday, I'm going to try to attend the Renegades press conference. That's at 10. And then we've got a 9/11, it's the 25th anniversary of 9/11 next year, so we've got a committee that's working on something to remember it by. Thursday, traffic and safety out at Eric's. I've got the 250th committee meeting that evening. Friday's the Chamber Leadership Forum. And then Friday afternoon is the opening ceremony of the Jefferson City Bicentennial. And I will be opening that because the Cole County Court on November 7th, 1825 incorporated Jefferson City. And since the mayor's not here, I get to be the speaker on us incorporating Jefferson City. So Saturday is the St. Mary's Heritage Festival. They've got a ribbon cutting at 10. And then that's all I have. So, okay. Then we have presentation from invited guests. And we were supposed to have Cooper Childers from Senator Hawley's office, but he could not make it. So we have Sarah Williams from Congressman Onder's office. So Sarah, would you like to say anything about what's going on besides the shutdown?
Well, that's what actually brings me here. First and foremost, I wanted to be here, Congressman Onder wanted to be here to hear from the county to make sure anything that's going on is impacting you all to hear and to follow up on a few inquiries that we have from the county and just bring that full circle. But as Commissioner, sorry, I want to call you by your first name, Sam. As Commissioner Bushman stated, we are going into the third week of the government shutdown. Congressman Onder and other members of Congress did pass a clean continuing resolution on September the 19th. The proverbial line in the sand has been drawn. The countered amended CR would result in approximately around $2 billion in spending on illegal immigrants and other non-citizens over the course of the next decade, which is enough money and funding that would support the children's health insurance program for that same period. It would also repeal reforms that strengthen American healthcare. It would repeal a generational $50 billion investment in rural healthcare and take away HSAs from approximately around 10 million Americans. But again, first and foremost, wanted to be here to hear from the county, to answer any questions, and to hear from the county.
Got a question.
Yes.
So my son's active duty United States Marine Corps. I heard something about maybe they'll pass something to get the military paid. Is that true?
That is my understanding. I was following up on that this morning. I didn't get a chance to verify and see, but President Trump and the administration did use some appropriated funding to support active military and to pay the troops. In addition, I believe that also will pay the salaries for other federal judicial law enforcement officers. And then also another push to extend and to continue the WIC program. That is something that is in the works.
Thank you.
I think my understanding, there's like $8 billion that they had set aside for research that they're going to use to pay our military on the 15th. So anyway, that's what I heard on the press, from the press.
Yes, and I just haven't had a chance to verify all that. That is my understanding. I'll follow back up with
Okay, yeah,
you.
I appreciate that.
Of
Thanks.
course.
Yeah, and if any elected officials or department heads do have some issues, they can reach out to Sarah too. So she's, her office just across the street, so we know where to find her. Okay, anything else?
No, sir.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, any commission comments? Bids and contracts. Approval and signing of MDFB tax credit disbursement request number 4 from the soccer club.
This is again, just transfers in and out of the county.
That's his baby.
Oh, that's your baby. Okay.
I had it on the computer because you attached it to the meeting.
Oh.
Good job. All
Sometimes
right,
I
I'll make a
remember.
motion to approve and sign the form for the disbursement request number 4 for the Cole County, Missouri United Capital City Soccer Club.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the firehouse grants application.
As I sent you guys an email, we found out about this grant. It was a quick turnaround. It's an electronic submission, so there's really nothing for you to sign. We did go ahead and put in for it. However, I made a form so that you guys can feel good about signing stuff, because I know you like that. This is for SWAT equipment. This is for SWAT equipment. It's about $38,000. Little over $38,845. So.
Thank you, Sheriff. Maybe you could just mention who this is from and what they do every year, apparently.
So this is Firehouse Subs. They have a grant program that they do for public safety. EMS recently got a grant. I think we got one. I don't know. Public Works may be eligible for some of this money too. So, but it's something to keep your eye on. And if you get an opportunity to help Firehouse Subs out, then you should do so, because they do good stuff for the community.
I'll make a motion to approve the submission of the electronic grant, Firehouse Subs Public Safety Grant for SWAT communication equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the discussion of 2025-29 towing and storage of motor vehicles, RFP.
We bid out the towing and storage of motor vehicles for the Sheriff's Department, and we only had the one vendor submit a response. Our recommendation is going to be to reject the bid, 2025-29. The Sheriff's Department currently does a rotation with multiple towing agencies around the county, and it's cheaper to do that rotation than it would be to award this bid. But we do want to try to run it again, an RFP again, to see if we can get some more competitive pricing.
Sheriff mentioned there wasn't a timeline on there for the towing, so that,
Yeah, I missed it. I completely missed it, so.
The response time?
Yeah, the response
Yeah.
time.
so I think that was kind of more of a reason to
Yeah.
reject it than anything. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we have to have that on there, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
Well, maybe we could award the bid and they don't have to show up. So, yeah, I think we need that on the contract. I can't believe I missed it.
We all overlooked it.
yeah, I don't have the, I mean, that's not a problem with me, however you want to do that. What's our other option? Accept the bids and then you don't have a timeline. So, and these are for evidence, our vehicle, it's everything countywide too. It's not just for cars parked and abandoned or whatever.
Yeah, it's a pretty extensive RFP.
So you just want, you're recommending
To reject it.
reject them and rebid. So, okay, good. I'll make a motion to reject the towing and storage of motor vehicles RFP.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I don't see Chief Hoy here.
I can speak up for him. He said to give me all his money.
Well, this is the approval and signing of an EMT clinical agreement with Lincoln University, so
I just want money.
I think we'll move that towards the end and hopefully he will be here, but,
Lindy was a call for service right before I came up here, so he will still be on that call.
Do we have the agreement? Do you have it, or have you seen it, or is this?
I have it. I should. You better have me. I just wonder if Eric might want to present it himself.
yeah, I think we'll kind of move him down towards the end and hopefully he will
If
make
he
it.
asked me to, I would, but he may want to talk about it.
If he's not here by the end of the meeting.
Yeah, we'll-
just go ahead and
Yeah.
address it.
Yeah. Okay, new business, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending your review.
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable pending review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, the Missouri State Tax Commission per parcel reimbursement.
Just a notice or a mention of a phone call that I made to Larry Jones at the State Tax Commission last week and asked if the county assessment fund would be receiving the per parcel payment from the State Tax Commission, which was sort of in limbo because of the failures of the previous assessor to follow the memorandum of understanding which he signed. And according to Mr. Jones, the state, he has approved the payment. It is in the works. The assessment fund will receive approximately $117,000 from the State Tax Commission for the per parcel work was done.
Good.
It doesn't take a vote, maybe just a note that the check is in the mail. How about that?
Okay. So who is speaking on the Missouri State Tax Commission? Sorry, that's what you were just talking about. Okay, we got that. Then the assessor's office to present occupancy and change in value reports.
There should be 3 spreadsheets in your packets. One is for occupancy properties, which are new single-family homes that need to be added to the tax rolls on a prorated basis. Another is for natural disaster properties. This contains one house that was destroyed by fire in July, so that needs to be paraded for 2025 also. And then last is a spreadsheet that consists almost entirely of requests for value adjustments on properties that increased in value after the additional 5% in value was added per STC order. Almost all are properties that had changes since the 2023 tax year, which is the year that our vendor-based increases in most cases, which resulted in incorrect values on these properties. And some of the changes since 2023 include split properties, demolitions, removal of manufactured homes or outbuildings, things of that nature. So basically, we're just kind of taking things back to where they needed to be based upon the changes that have occurred since 2023.
Not that this is necessary, but these are rather small changes.
Right.
And is there a total somewhere of what was assessed and what will be, what the new number is?
I can do that for you.
Okay,
Send it
but
to you.
it's
Yep.
for, I don't know, 30, 40 properties, but doesn't seem anything over $3,000 or $4,000 maybe.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I can get that together.
Okay.
I'm good with it, so.
Let's see. I don't know if we do this in 3 different motions or not, you know? If not, I would make a motion to accept the assessor's schedules for the adjustments as proposed in the 3 spreadsheets. One's marked natural disasters. The other one, other 2,
One's occupancy, I think, and the other one's what?
due to, let's fill in the blank here. Due
Due to values that should be rolled back to previous based upon changes since the base year of 2023. DevNet based the 5% increases almost all on properties value and situation of 2023. So if a property split off or a house was demolished or a fire occurred or something like that, that would not have been have taken into effect on the values we're trying to.
I
So,
think these are occupancy. And these
Okay,
were
so-
New
the,
homes.
so, yeah, you can do the, I think disaster, going with your motion, the natural disasters, the occupancy, and how don't we just call these change in value?
yeah, value
Keep it
adjustments
simple.
or,
Take what you said, just about change it to change in value. For
Right.
the motion.
Okay,
That works for you, Tom.
Where I was about to say fill in the blank, the following would go, natural disasters,
occupancy properties,
occupancy, property.
and value adjustment properties.
Perfect. All right, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, Tom, next thing you gotta bring us a recommended motion.
All right.
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Thank you.
We would mess that up, so.
Okay. First reading of budget adjustment.
Thanks, Tom.
number 6.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This is for $12,587. This is a grant in the county clerk's office for HAVA. No action today. We'll bring it back up in 10 days.
Okay. And again, we've got approval of EMS participation in public safety proposal. Well, let's go ahead.
He said he was on going to a call, so I texted him back and said we can approve it if we need to today, otherwise we'll table it.
Okay.
You know, if it worst comes to worst, we can come back into session
Yeah.
later on.
Okay. Then we will go to unfinished business. Ratification of emergency procedure for rail spur repairs.
So back on September 17th, we had, Union Pacific did an inspection of the tracks out at Algoa and Rail Spur. They do this periodically and they don't tell us when they're showing up. And if there's an issue that they find, they'll shut the track down right then and there, make it physically impossible to actually use the track. So a serious condition. We have industry that's served by the rail, not daily, but at least could be 2 to 3 times a week. So it's a little come and go depending on what deliveries are being made. And in fact, there was a delivery that was a car in Kansas City at that time, and the industry that needed it actually had it offloaded onto a truck to bring it down, just for concern that maybe that track wouldn't be opened up in time. So it is a serious deal when it happens. Reached out to Capital Railroad Contracting. They were able to mobilize a crew on site on the 19th, so 2 days later. Very thankful we have that relationship with them. On the 18th, or actually 17th, we talked to the County Commission about the need to do an emergency authorization to do these repairs, which you did, officially did that by email vote on the 18th, working with Jill on all that side of things. And so Capital Railroad was here on the 19th and came back. There was some delays in getting Union Pacific there to do their flagging on the main line, so they came back on the 23rd to finish. Track's back in operation like it should be. The final cost of repairs was $16,917.93. And so what we need to do is the commission would vote to ratify the decision to suspend the bidding rules for these emergency repairs. And then Jill suggested that we sign the proposal and invoice for that work just for documentation. And then if you're good with that, I got a few more things to say about the rail if we got a little time. So, but anyway, we need to vote on this first.
I'll make a motion to ratify the emergency procurement for the rail spur repairs, which cost $16,917.93.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And to thank them, I do appreciate them responding so quickly.
We're very lucky that they were able to be there as quick as they were. They're based out of Columbia, so it's pretty handy.
You mentioned we might do some more discussion. I'm curious, the product that was on a rail car in Kansas City came by truck.
It did.
Did it come by one truck or 4 trucks?
It's probably at least 3.
At least 3, okay. So because we're often saying that a tanker that sits out there carries enough product that would require 4 trucks, right?
Yeah, 3 to 4 depends on what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So did want to talk about trying to not be in this situation again in the future. So Capital Railroad Contracting, Matthew Volrath is the project manager or whatever. His brother and another partner actually own the company. So, and he's the one that I normally deal with. They have a bunch of different clients all around where they'll do routine maintenance work for. And so what I want to do, and I visited with him about how to set this up. We would actually put it out for bid, and we'll have just on-call services and list out all the different types and costs and that kind of thing. And there would probably be a yearly renewal at a certain percent or something, and we would work all that out. Put it out for bid, accept bids, and do based on cost and availability type of thing like we normally do, where we could more or less select any contractor depending on how quick and all that. So they're obviously going to be the easiest to get here when we need them if it's emergency. And not only just emergency situations, but we also really should be doing routine maintenance, and we're not really doing that. Now that we have the transload, it's probably tripled the size, the length of track that we have, and there's a lot more cars going down now than what had before, substantially more. So we definitely need to be more proactive. And so what I'll set up is not only will they do repairs, but they also do inspection. So we'll get set up on like a quarterly inspection cycle. Not tremendously expensive, but we would have to put that out and see what kind of price we get. And with that happening, then we can get on some of these things before it becomes an emergency and maybe avoid the whole emergency situation in the future. So that's where I'm going. I don't know how long it'll take to get through that process, but I would expect, within the next few months, we'll get something out for bid. So that's where that's going. We didn't really discuss where this money's gonna come from to pay for what we just did. I think in the past, it's come out of the sales tax. The question is what side of the sales tax? And I think we've also brought some rock out for ballast in the past that may have come out of 211, which that's probably not supposed to happen. So then this goes back several years, 10 years or so or more. So that might be part of a future discussion on how we fund this thing going forward. I do know that the goal, and we're going to get there, I don't know when, the goal would be that with the cart coming on, everything generated revenues would support the maintenance and upkeep of the whole spur, and then some. We'll get there. I don't know for sure when. Those plans are evolving right now. I mentioned not too long ago, Capital did hire basically a business and development person to focus on primarily the rail. Harry attended a coffee and cart 2 weeks ago, I believe, out at the site, and had some client or few potential clients were there that I hadn't seen before that showed interest. So it's going to happen. And in talking, the guy's name is Ron Spencer. He came from another rail company. And talking with him, he's very confident that there's a ton of potential out there. So things will start coming together. This and dealing with rail service and everything, that just takes a long time to get through that process. So, but we're definitely going to get there, and ideally it would support itself where it's not not a drain necessarily, but it's not taking additional county resources to cover it. So just an update on where things are with that. I guess as far as where this money comes from, any suggestions, Debbie?
I mean, you could take it out of the 806 sales tax, the courthouse side, until we determine whether it can be part of this card fees that may be coming back in to help offset that. I mean, I don't really know off the top of my head all the rules for 211. If transportation includes railroad type of, that could be a legitimate expense within that fund. So we can definitely research all of that.
Directly attached to cart then?
I don't know where the plans were for carts.
When we built it, it was a sales tax. It was an 807. So the 85% side. And that was
from the last time we had that. Because we've had them out there doing emergency work before.
Right,
Or work in general on the railroad tracks.
I'm going to say probably 807. It's been a little while since we had, I'm going to say 6 to 7 years probably since the last time this emergency repair thing came up. And I don't think we did any maintenance work on it other than we added some tie replacement when we did the big project.
Where's the cart money going to go to when we start recognizing some revenue from it?
I think it would, I mean, it's
211 or 807?
maybe neither, maybe a GR.
We'll have to figure out how it's set up statutorily, how are we getting that money? What's
That
it
sounds like an
associated?
auditor's
Yes.
question. And a guy who
Yep.
likes a number, that may be a commissioner, maybe, or maybe not.
Ultimately,
Likes
it is
numbers
his
and-
decision, yes.
Right. I'm not saying we did anything
He's not
wrong in the
fighting
past
this,
or where the
so
money
this is
came
good.
from, and I think, this is now going to be something that's going to actually generate some revenues coming in, and, now it's a whole different ballgame now than it was before, so.
And the insurance for that type of coverage, liability, has been coming out of GR since the very beginning of the spur.
So,
No, we already have our
So we definitely need to figure it out.
Sure, so we're,
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all have a recommendation on how to do it right now, or if you want to look at it and then.
I'll have to look at it and
It's coming from
everything.
the county coffers somewhere, so think that we can keep track of would be the best thing.
I think we ought to be able to look at our citizens and say, as a result of this project, we've received this kind of revenue and spent this kind of expenses. And so that kind of lends itself to the 807 approach, or not to mess around with GR with this thing.
Yeah, whether it needs a separate accounting fund or just lines of expense and revenue, that's things we need to look at.
Yeah, just dig into the cart where the funding is.
Again, we're under a 1-year operating agreement with Capital, which is going to come due around the first of the year. And we set it up with a 1 year knowing that we're not sure how things are going to play out over the year, and wanted to see operating wise how things go. And so I think we'll know more going into the next one, and maybe it's another 1 year, or maybe it's a multi-year or something. So, but as far as operational side of things out there, I think it's running very smoothly. They're doing a great job, and it seems to be very good. I mean, they had the thing out there 2 weeks ago, and seems like a lot of interest out there. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we don't have any, Eric, we might go into closed session. And what did he say? Did he?
I haven't heard back from maybe.
Okay, but we might do our closed session. We can always come back into open session if Eric's here, and then hopefully maybe he'll respond. If there's nothing critical, we can table it until next week, or we can do a standalone, just a quick commission meeting later on this week. So I would entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Pursuant to Section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri, the commission will go into closed session to discuss the following: personnel issues under Section 610.021, subsection 15.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sam,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
Okay.